What's up, guys? So the first thing I wanted to talk about was how you can buy a house without any money and how you can live for free. I'm pretty excited to cover this topic because it's pretty easy and it's probably something you can just jump right into right now without needing that much education. And so the two concepts or tools I'm going to cover in this video are the VA loan and the concept of house hacking. And now, first of all, the VA loan is a really cool and powerful tool, which I think deserves its own video later. But I'll kind of cover the basic benefits right now. And so, of course, the biggest one is that you're able to put 0% down. 0% down on a property purchase, which it sounds crazy, because you're able to leverage 100% of the purchase. And I think that's probably the only tool, as far as I'm aware, that you're able to buy something without having any money. The second benefit is that it has very competitive interest rates. I don't think there's any other loans out there that can beat the interest rate you can receive on a VA loan. And lastly, yeah, I know that the VA loan is only available to veterans, and that's people that served in any branch of the United States military. And so that does alienate a lot of you guys that might be watching, but too easy. We'll just send you to the recruiter's office. We'll enlist you for the minimum contract at least. You'll get hazed a little bit, mow some lawns, sweep some motor pools, and you'll be good to go. And then you can access this incredible tool and we'll get you going. So house hacking is basically a strategy where you're living in your own investment. And you can do this in a number of ways by renting out a spare bedroom or buying a multifamily unit like a duplex, triplex, quadplex, anything where that you can receive rent for to cover your mortgage. And so now what I want to do is just dive right in and show you guys how I use this tool. And like I said, I'm never going to try to teach you guys anything that I haven't done myself with my own money. And so that enables me to kind of speak from a perspective of wisdom and experience rather than one of just knowledge. And so let's dive right in. So this is the house that I actually purchased right here in this picture. It's just a standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath, approximately 12 to 1,300 square feet. Kind of an ugly yellow exterior color, but we'll roll with it. And here's the actual acquisition information for this particular property purchase. And so I bought this one for about $95K, and that was under market value because this one was a little outdated. It's a 1989 build, and so I had to do a little bit of work on my end to make it a little more modern. And I did put $1,000 down for my earnest money. And that was just to show that the seller that my offer was serious, and you guys may or may not have to do this when you go out and buy your first property. And so I also did buy a property inspection, which cost me $350. And I also recommend doing this just so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And with every VA purchase using the VA loan, you're going to have to pay a funding fee, which the first time you use it will be around 2.3%. In which this one came out to about $2,100, and every time you use it, I think second and third time it goes up to like 3.6% for the funding fee, and you can just roll that into your mortgage. You can pay that at closing, but I just decided to roll that into the total mortgage amount. So you see here, my total mortgage amount was for about $96,000 on this one. And here's what my property is looking like right now. And mind you, I'm living in this one. And so I just rented out the 3rd bedroom for $600 a month. And as you can see, I zeroed out the vacancy and collection loss because I won't have any vacancies during my time living here. So it's just $600 of a month. And the operating expenses, it's just the $44 for insurance and the $120 for the property taxes. And I zeroed out the property management fees and the maintenance repairs just because, I'm here, I'm the property manager myself, so I didn't allocate any funds for those. And then miscellaneous is also zero, just because right now this house has a brand new roof, brand new HVAC, and I just installed a brand new water heater when I moved in, and so I don't expect any of those CapEx items going to be needing replacement anytime soon. And so that brings my total operating expenses to $164 a month. And when you subtract that from the rent I'm collecting every month, that gives me net of $436. And now you can see there's my mortgage payment right below that, which is $396. And that's from the mortgage I locked in at a 2.75 interest rate, which is pretty awesome. There's some really competitive interest rates out there, especially right now.
and that's a 30-year mortgage. And so the 436 minus the 396, that gives me to just $40 of monthly cash flow. When you annualize that, it comes out to $480. So I'm making $480 off this property, and I'm also living in it for free. And that's where you see this pretty awesome cash on cash return there at the bottom. So it's a 35.5% cash on cash return. And lastly, this slide will show you what this property will rent for once I move out. And I expect to hopefully move out in about a year or so. And so when I rent this house out in its entirety, it'll rent for $1,000. And I allocated 5% towards vacancy, which brings the effective gross rent to $950. And vacancy and rent is something that you probably want to double check with a property manager in the area, because they'll know best of what properties will rent for and what vacancy looks like. And so the only thing I changed with the monthly operating expenses is that I allocated 10% for my property manager, and I allocated another 10% for any kind of future maintenance and repairs to set aside. And so that brings the total operating expenses to the $354. So when you subtract that from my effective gross rent, that's where you get the net operating income of $596 there. And then subtract my monthly mortgage, that's $200 monthly cash flow I'm making off this thing. Now you see annualized, that's $2,400, so I'm making $2,400 a year. And you see at the bottom, that about 178% cash on cash return. That sounds crazy, right? Like maybe something's wrong, like an error in my Excel formula. But I mean, if you think about it, I only put $1,000 up front on this property, and so if I'm making $2,400 a year on this thing, and I only put $1,000 down, I mean that's where you see this easily over 100% cash on cash return I'm making within a year. And so that just shows you the power of leverage and what you can do with your VA loan.
And so that's pretty much how I did it. I was able to buy a house without any money, and I still haven't spent a cent on this mortgage. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much how to use the VA loan with a house hack strategy to buy a house with basically no money and live for free. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and my goal is just to help you guys out, especially young guys like me, just looking to find the best way to make use of your money and just get ahead of the game. If you guys have any questions, comments, things I can improve on, just let me know, and thanks for watching.